Why do more than 16 million people worldwide use Wise? It's not just because our multi-currency card makes your holiday spending easier, but because we are about affordable money transfer fees and bringing transparency and convenience to people living international lives too. Hey, this is Marcela from Wise. In this video, we'll get the lowdown on how our fees actually work and explain the mid-market exchange rates we use. We'll also talk you through what banks and other payment providers hide from you when they promise free money transfers, and how those free transfers can often end up being way more expensive than you realize. Let's get started. First things first. Let's talk transparency. When you decide to check out our fees, you don't have to be an existing customer, and you definitely don't need to search for the small print. We make things clear from the get-go, so you can always check the total cost of a transfer on our pricing page. The link is in the description. Our price calculator is designed to show you the fees, exchange rates, and the real amount your recipient will get upfront. We show these fees before you start and complete a transfer. That is in our app and on the desktop website too. There are two ways you can approach sending money abroad. It all depends on what you are trying to achieve. First, you could choose to send a specific amount of your existing currency to a different currency. Maybe you need to send £100 to a friend, but they live in New York. You select to send your 100 British pounds. We'll subtract our fees, show you the remaining amount we are converting, and confirm the exchange rate for you. At today's exchange rate, they will receive something like $123. Alternatively, you might need to send a specific amount of money to someone in a foreign currency. Perhaps you just came home from visiting that friend in New York and you won then $100 for a concert ticket. In this case, simply edit the amount you want your recipient to get. If you type in $100, we'll show you how many pounds will you convert. In this case, that is around 81 British pounds. Again, we'll show you the fee and the exchange rate too. Simply put, you can either edit the amount you want to send or the amount you want someone else to receive. We'll take care of the rest. Of course, these are just examples to walk you through the process, and the real values will change depending on the exchange rate. Try it yourself in our app to see how it works. Or check this video out for a complete guide on how to send money with Wise. We cover it step by step. Now you know how to check our pricing. You might be wondering, how do we decide our fees? How do the payment methods we offer differ? And why are some payment methods cheaper than others? Let's break down how we determine the cost of a transfer. How much a transfer costs depends on three things: the amount you're sending, the way you pay, and the exchange rate. First, the amount you are sending. Our fees worked out as a low percentage of the amount you are sending. This percentage varies from currency to currency, so you can check it out in our pricing page. We charge as little as possible, and we are on a mission to drop prices until we are eventually free. Seriously. Second, how you pay. Before you make a transfer, you'll be given options on how to pay and what each payment method will cost, depending on the currency you are sending money from. Simply choose the option that works for you. For example, the lowest cost transfer method might be a manual bank transfer. We'll provide you with bank details and you need to transfer this money from your bank account. Once you receive that money, we'll complete your transfer. This might be a little slower than you need. If you want to speed things up and go for a faster payment method, like paying by debit card or Apple Pay, you'll be charged a higher fee because of processing costs. But the choice is still yours. Don't forget that for some currencies, there are more payment methods than we have mentioned here today. It varies from country to country, and our team is working to bring you more options. Visit our website wise.com to learn more about payment methods available in your country or region. The link is in the description. Typically, with some banks and other money transfer providers, you'd also need to worry about reviewing and comparing the exchange rates they offer. But with Wise, you are going to get the mid-market rate with no unwanted markups. You might be wondering, what on earth mid-market actually means. Let's take a closer look at the rates we use at Wise. Okay, we've mentioned mid-market rate a couple of times now, and we also have a dedicated page which you can find in the description. The name says a lot, but here's what it means. Generally speaking, bankers are willing to pay a certain price for a currency. They are willing to sell it for a certain price too. The midpoint of these prices is the mid-market rate, sometimes called the interbank rate. Since that is the rate the market naturally sets, it is the fairest rate out there. So that is the rate Wise gives you when you send money. The best part? You can simply Google the mid-market rate between any two currencies to see what a fair exchange rate should be. But wait, don't different companies offer different exchange rates? Absolutely they do. Ever wondered why you can see so many different rates in the window of travel money shops along the high street? The different rates show you how much profit each company is making on your transfer, even if they say it is free or if they offer 0% fees or commission. Next time you see these rates, check the mid-market rate on Google. The difference between those two numbers is somebody else's profit at your expense. Let me make it super clear. Other companies take the rate it really costs them to send money, add a little bit extra for their own profit, and then they might tell you the transfer is free. Paying extra to send money doesn't sound free to me. So, let's talk about how banks and other providers tiptoe around fair fees. Essentially, most banks and other providers mark up their rates and hide this information in their terms and conditions or a small print that, let's be honest, they assume you never read. It is quite a strong marketing tool to claim that you offer free transfer. And honestly, not many people will dig into exchange rate to know how that fee is hidden. Most people don't know there is any hidden fee to look for in the first place. Of course, it sounds cheaper to send money with someone who says zero fees than with Wise, who charge you an upfront fee. But here is the most important thing we want to get across. If you haven't taken in anything else from this video, this is the part to pay attention to. Always, always, always look at the total amount of money your recipient will get. That is after exchange rates, after the fees. That is the final, real, actual amount of money they will see in their account. Let's take one final example to help this sink in. Imagine you were sending 1,000 British pounds to US dollar. At the time of this recording, your recipient would get about 1,237 US dollars if you send that money with Wise. We'll charge you 4.64 British pounds, and we would tell you that from the start. By contrast, we feature other providers on a comparison page that say they charge you £0 for the transfer. The most expensive of those providers would leave your recipient with just around 1,199 US dollar. That free transfer just cost you 38 US dollars. You can compare this to yourself now. Just play with some numbers and see what happens. The link is in the description. By focusing on the final amounts the recipient gets, you don't need to calculate the exchange rates yourself and you don't need to compare fees. You just need to focus on making sure you get the most value for your money. After all, you are sending 1,000 British pounds regardless of the provider you choose. The part that can really vary is how much we will arrive on the other end. We keep things simple, fair, and affordable, which is why millions of customers trust us to keep their global lives moving. We show our pricing proudly, and we don't pretend to be cheaper than we are. We charge a low fee for our transfers, and we are continuously working to lower our rates until we are eventually free. For real. Register with Wise by clicking the link in the description. We've also thrown in some handy links if you want to dive deeper into everything we covered today. And finally, hit subscribe for more videos on how Wise can help you with your multi-currency money management and international life. See you in the next one. Bye!